Our constitution, the Supreme Court is the final court in the land, and the matter having gone through the rugs all the way to the apex court, you will expect that there should be an end to litigation. That is why we think that this will be some measure of finality on the matter, and of course it has come timely so that there will be no vacuum. The governor and his deputy will be sworn in today, making it today is the last day of Governor Seriaki Dixon, so the Governor Doediri will also take over from him today, thereby making it impossible for a vacuum to be created. But by and large, I think it's ending well.
And then looking at it from, the legal perspective, some of us would have said, when the chairman of INEC was talking, said it was a pre-election matter.
Very well.
And when we look at these timelines, wouldn't it have been better, perhaps, for this to have been done before the elections, so that, perhaps some of the frustrations that were expressed by some of the supporters today in Yenagoa would not have surfaced, having, of course, have been issue known that perhaps the position of the deputy governor was untenable?
I agree with you. Ordinarily, everyone would expect that litigations concerning such positions will be sorted out before the swearing. Of course, this was sorted out before the swearing, even though it came very late in the day. But this is
perhaps
part
even
of
the election itself, perhaps.
Yeah, the time frame. The Constitution has stipulated a number of days within which you can conduct an election for an outgoing governor, and then for party nominations and some of those issues. So for me, we should even commend the judiciary for having heard this matter expeditiously, because ordinarily the way our court system is structured, it's possible that a matter would have been heard, if not for the constitutional timeline, should have been heard all the way till after the governor had been sworn in and all that. You recall that we'll have situations in the past, perhaps in the Anambra situation, where a governor was sworn in before there was a determination as to his rights and that of the other person before he was now removed from government.
After 16 days.
Yes, but at least we have a situation here where we did not have to swear in the governor and then take him out after a few days. So to an extent, we should commend the system and then the judges and the justices for having heard the matter expeditiously.
All right, let's look for, let's get some other, legal impressions. Our judiciary correspondent, Vera Chinwaba, has been in town trying to pick the brains of a legal luminary to also provide some illumination over the matter. Over to you, Vera.
Thank you, Fisaya. The Supreme Court on Thursday nullified the election of Bayelsa State Governor-elect David Leon, ordered INEC to issue certificate of return to the party with the second highest number of lawful votes and geographical spread. This judgment has thrown up some constitutional issues in the sense that the party with the highest number of lawful votes and geographical spread requires to be break down so that Nigerians understand what it means to get this spread. And in the absence where the party in question does not meet these conditions, what becomes the issue? I have with me here the learned senior advocate of Nigeria, Adeboyega Awomolo, to explain to us further on this judgment.
Thank you, Vera. The pronouncement of Supreme Court is to the effect that the election of the governor-elect was nullified because he was not qualified to contest the election by reason of the defect in the nomination of his deputy governorship candidate. Now, the second rider is that INEC should give certificate of return to that political party that scored the majority of lawful votes and the spread, which is 1/4 of lawful votes in 2/3 of the local government. What that means is that the only lawful vote is the votes of those political parties other than the APC. So if there are 20 political parties that contested the election, including APC, there will now be 19 political parties whose lawful votes will now be countenanced and calculated. Therefore, if the political party, take for example the PDP, won the highest number of lawful votes, and by the lawful votes existing outside that of the APC, is called the 1/4 of votes in 2/3 of the 8 local governments. It is that party, that is PDP, that will be issued with the certificate of return. It is not a difficult thing at all, because INEC has all the statistics, all the records by which it can calculate without any external influence. And the INEC will do what is right, in the sense that they will take out all the dead votes, all the wasted votes of the APC. It's like what happened in Zamfara State. In Zamfara State, there were no candidates, lawful candidates of the APC, yet they were voted for. And the Supreme Court said their votes were wasted votes, in the sense that they are unlawful votes. It's like you are looking at census. Can you count the dead and the living? No. If you are doing census, you can only count the living. So the living and the lawful votes in this respect are the votes of all the other political parties other than the APC.
Do you agree with the senior advocate there?
Absolutely. The Leonard Silk is spot on his submissions on the issue. And it's pretty clear, the judgment of the Supreme Court is clear, it's lucid for even the common man to be able to appreciate. And that is what INEC has given effect to.
All right, still talking about INEC. In our next insert, INEC gives some answers on comprehensive electoral database.
6 general elections have been held since Nigeria returned to democratic governance in 1999. One thing that stands out within this period is the increasing use of technology-based and data-driven process by the election management body. And that is why this workshop is analyzing the compilation of statistical election results of the 2015 general polls.
The purpose of this compendium is to give insight and then to throw out lessons that can be learned in the conduct of elections.
Actually, if you go on our website now, you can find results of elections in a more organized manner. But they are the raw things.
It is also a mandate of the Institute to document results of electoral research and disseminate them to critical stakeholders with view to influencing policy decisions.
A final draft compendium of 2015 general elections results is expected to be submitted to INEC for further review and approval after this workshop. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Thank you, Timothy. Many thanks to Mr. Rodney for coming on the program at a very short notice. And final thoughts on, the performance of the judiciary so far, especially in post-election litigation and the outcomes.
I think the judiciary has a pass mark. They have, even with the volume of cases, they have done well to listen and determine them expeditiously. And we hope that with some legislative intervention, a lot of these things can be saved so that you don't have somebody remove the day to inauguration again.
Oh my God. All right, thank you very much for being a part of it. That has been Political Updates for today. Thanks for being there. And for Bayelsans, still catching their collective breaths in the last 24 hours, we urge you to play your politics for the greater good. My name is Fisa Ogunfi. Thank you for staying tuned. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
all persons arriving from China or any country that has a major outbreak is advised, if they have no symptoms at all, to self-isolate, meaning that they stay indoors in their homes for at least 2 weeks. And if they develop any symptoms, like cough, catarrh, sneezing, breathing difficulties within this period, to report to the nearest health facility. We're also advising all airlines to report any case of a passenger falling sick on board before the plane lands. That is a requirement in the agreement. Nigeria Port Health Services and Nigeria Center for Disease Control are on alert at our airports and other points of entry.
You can follow us on all our platforms.